If you're tired of crowded beaches and overpriced tourist spots, then you're going to love this. We explored ZamBaSulTa, one of the least visited but most beautiful places in the Philippines. And here's why you should too.
Welcome back to our channel! If you're new here, hi, I'm Dang.
And I'm Marie.
And we're on a mission to travel the world.
But first, we'll be exploring all 85 provinces of the Philippines.
One adventure at a time.
If you haven't heard of ZamBaSulTa, it is an underrated region in Mindanao that includes 4 provinces: Zamboanga, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. It's known for its rich history, diverse culture, and breathtaking landscapes. Yet, many people don't know how to visit safely and affordably.
Each province has its own unique charm. Zamboanga feels like a mini Latin city. Basilan has pristine beaches. Sulu has deep history and white sands. And Tawi-Tawi, it's a paradise of island lovers.
Here, people speak Chabacano, Tausug, Yakan, and Sama. The main religion is Islam, and if you're planning a trip, the best time to visit is from December to May. First things first, how do you get to ZamBaSulTa? The easiest way is by flying into Zamboanga City, which serves as the gateway to the region. There are direct flights from Manila, Cebu, and Davao, and it only takes around 1.5 hours from Manila.
From Zamboanga, you have a few options to reach each province. To Basilan, a quick 1-hour ferry ride will take you straight to Isabela or Lamitan City. Sulu, getting to Jolo takes more time. You'll need to take an overnight ferry around 9 hours from Zamboanga City. To Tawi-Tawi, fastest way, take a 1.5 hours direct flight from Zamboanga City to Bongao. On a budget, there's a 15-hour ferry from Zamboanga or a shorter ferry ride from Sulu.
Planning ahead is key. Some routes only operate on specific days, so always double-check schedules before your trip.
Now, let's talk about money. ZamBaSulTa is surprisingly affordable for DIY travelers. Whether you're a budget backpacker or prefer a bit of comfort, here's what you can expect to spend. A total of around 10,000 to 23,000 pesos for a 7 to 8 day itinerary.
It's totally possible to explore ZamBaSulTa for just a week, but since I work remotely, we took our time and stayed for almost a month. Here's how much we actually spent for our 27-day adventure across Zamboanga, Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, and even Zamboanga Sibugay.
How did we keep our costs low? Well, we couch surf in Zamboanga City. Huge thanks and shout out to Roy, Tita Connie, and Tinto, thank you. And in Sitangkay, Tawi-Tawi, we were lucky to get free accommodation. Shout out to Tatay June and family. Thank you so much.
If you want to learn more about couch surfing and how we find hosts, let us know in the comments. We'd love to make a video about it. Pro tip, book your flights ahead to save big. We got our Manila Zamboanga tickets 7 months in advance for just 4,710 pesos for 2 people. Meanwhile, our Zamboanga Tawi-Tawi flight was booked last minute, jumping from 900 pesos to 2,800 pesos per person.
So, whether you're traveling on a tight budget or have a bit more to splurge, ZamBaSulTa is definitely doable. Plan ahead, be flexible, and you'll get most out of your trip.
Want to save even more? Travel with friends. Many tours, boat rentals, and even tricycle rides have fixed rates. So the more people in your group, the cheaper it gets per person. Splitting costs on accommodation and food also helps stretch your budget. So if you've got travel buddies, bring them along.
Now, if you're planning a trip to ZamBaSulTa, here's a sample 8-day itinerary to help you make the most of your adventure.
For days 1 to 2, kick off your trip in Zamboanga City, where culture and history meet. Visit Fort Pilar and take a sunset stroll at Paseo del Mar. Don't miss the famous pink sand beach of Santa Cruz Island. It's a must-see. And of course, food trip time. Try sati for breakfast, knickerbocker for dessert, and the iconic Curacha crab with alavar sauce.
While you're here, experience Yakan culture. Try their local coffee and delicacies, and visit the Yakan Weaving Village to see their intricate hand-woven fabrics. Days 3 to 4, Basilan. Next, hop on a ferry to Basilan. Relax at Malamawi White Beach, a hidden gem with powdery white sand.
For days 5 to 6, Visit Sulu. Sulu is a mix of history, culture, and stunning landscapes. Start in Holo, visiting the Sulu provincial capital, Sulu Museum, Budatu View Deck, and the historic Masjid Tulay. Then head to Parang for a beach escape at Mang Sali, Tandu, and Biradali Beach. The next day, go island hopping. Swim at Kapual Island or Sani Sani Beach, marvel at the Tandang Mayran rock formation, and visit the heart-shaped Seep Lake. Don't forget to try tausug dishes like tiula etum and pastil for a true taste of Sulu.
Day 7 to 8, finally, Tawi-Tawi. Start your day by hiking Budbungao, the province's most sacred peak, known for its breathtaking views. Then, go island hopping to Panampangan, the longest sandbar in the Philippines, and Simunul, home of the country's oldest mosque. End your trip by catching the sunset in Bongao town proper, a perfect way to wrap up your ZamBaSulTa adventure.
Now, if you're wondering how we did it in 27 days, check out our full itinerary. We will link it in the description below. Feel free to use it as a guide if you want to travel longer or adjust based on your budget.
Before you pack your bags for ZamBaSulTa, here are some important safety and additional travel tips to make your trip smooth and hassle-free.
Safety is a common concern when visiting this region, but based on our experience, it's all about proper planning and local connections. While there are areas that require extra caution, the key is to travel with a trusted local guide, stay updated on travel advisories, and follow security protocols. Be respectful when taking photos, avoid discussing sensitive topics, and always ask locals before wandering into unfamiliar areas.
ZamBaSulTa is home to diverse cultures, especially in religious sites. Greet locals with Assalamualaikum, peace be upon you. Remove your shoes before entering mosque. Always ask permission before taking photos of people. Avoid public displays of affection and loud behavior in conservative areas. As an LGBT couple, we were mindful of local norms. While people were generally welcoming, we kept public affection to a minimum out of respect for cultural sensitivities. If you're traveling as an LGBTQ+ person or couple, we recommend dressing modesty, being discreet in conservative spaces, and focusing on shared interests with locals like food, culture, and travel.
The best time to visit ZamBaSulTa is during the dry season, from December to May, when the seas are calmer and island hopping is more enjoyable. If you want to experience local culture, visit during festivals like Bujang Tawi-Tawi or the Raja Baginda Festival in Sulu. Just keep in mind that Ramadan is observed here, so some restaurants may have adjusted hours during that period.
A quick trip for Zamboanga. When you land at the airport, expect tricycle drivers to approach you. They tend to overcharge, so always ask the fare before hopping in. We paid 200 pesos from the airport to Pasonanca, but you can negotiate.
For our trip to Sulu, we took the overnight ferry, which was about 9 hours. We got our tickets directly from the ticketing office to avail of Dang's PWD discount. Tour operators usually don't honor that. If you're like us and get motion sickness, bring Bonamine. The waves were pretty strong on this ride.
Speaking of rough seas, our Sitangkay trip was intense. The waves were so high, some passengers got dizzy. If you're taking this route, eat a light meal beforehand and drink Bonamine. In Tawi-Tawi, we stayed near the town proper, which was way more convenient. We initially booked a place with shared bathrooms, but since they only had water from a manual pump, we transferred to a different place across the street that had running water. Smaller room, but definitely worth it.
For Sitangkay, we planned a same-day trip, but because of unpredictable boat schedules and crazy waves, we ended up staying the night. Lucky for us, Tatay June, a local, offered us a place to stay. Sitangkay doesn't have many accommodation options, so if you're staying overnight, contact their tourism office in advance. Also, expect limited electricity and weak signal, though Piso Wi-Fi powered by Starlink saved us.
Basilan was a quick stop for us. We mainly went to Malamawi Beach and Pahali Resort. If you're visiting Pahali, you need a reservation, and the 600 pesos entrance fee is consumable. Next time, we'll explore more of Basilan.
Sulu Sulu doesn't allow DIY travel as far as we know. You'll need to book a tour through the tourism office or an agency. We found Zane Travels PH to be the most affordable and we highly recommend them. Our 2-day, 1-night tour cost 4,999 pesos per person and included accommodation, lunch, and even taking our pictures. Super organized and patient guides. Also, remember to dress appropriately. Women can't wear swimsuits or revealing clothes.
Every beach in Sulu is stunning, but Sunny Beach is next level. We wish we could have stayed longer. For Tawi-Tawi, we highly recommend Kuya Wads as your tour guide. Even while we were just planning our itinerary, he was already very responsive. Ang dami naming tanong, pero he patiently answered everything. Super accommodating, kaya sobrang thankful kami sa kanya. Thank you so much, Kuya Wads!
In Tawi-Tawi, don't miss Budbongao. It's a holy mountain, so respect the place. Bring bananas for the monkeys. Do some quick warm-ups and prepare for 3,000 plus steps to the top. Hike early in the morning or late afternoon to avoid the heat.
If you're planning to buy bulad or dried fish, sabi sa airport, you need to put it in an ice box. Since we couldn't bring ours, we had to leave it. But thanks to Kuya Wads, he arranged to have it sent to us via LBC. Thank you, Kuya Wads!
If you're doing island hopping in Tawi-Tawi, be prepared for a 2-hour boat ride just to get to the first island. Kung mahihiluhin kayo, drink Bonamine before the trip. Also, wear earplugs kasi malakas ang engine ng boat. And don't forget to bring a dry bag. Guaranteed mababasa kayo during the ride.
Connectivity in ZamBaSulTa can be tricky. In Tawi-Tawi and Sitangkay, talk and text signal is weak, but Globe works decently. Good thing, Piso Wi-Fi powered by Starlink is everywhere. We were even able to work while traveling. In Basilan and Sulu, there are also areas with weak signal. But since we only stayed for a short time, it didn't really matter.
ATMs can be unreliable here, so make sure to bring cash. And for those working remotely, Piso Wi-Fi with Starlink was a lifesaver.
Final tip, pack light, wear sunscreen, drink lots of water, and just enjoy. We never felt unsafe the whole trip. Let's share the beauty of Mindanao with everyone.
So that's a wrap on our ZamBaSulTa travel guide. This region is full of surprises, and if you're up for a real off-the-beaten-path experience, this is it.
From the food, the people, the landscapes, grabe, iba yung vibes dito. We hope this guide helps you plan your own trip and experience the beauty of Mindanao firsthand. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell para updated kayo sa next DIY travel guides namin.
Also, let's talk in the comments. Ano yung pinakagusto nyong part ng ZamBaSulTa? Or may mga tanong ba kayo about traveling here? We got you.
Salamat sa pagsama sa amin, and as always, travel wisely, stay safe, and keep your heart open to adventure.